Value City Arena is filling up in anticipation of the final championship game of the night. It's the boys Division I state championship game as the Eagles of St. Edward take on the Golden Bears of Upper Arlington. Hi everybody, welcome to Sports Time Ohio's coverage of the boys Division I state championship game. I'm Mike Cairns, glad to be joined by the former Ohio State star, Schottenstein Penn. Schoonie, these two teams shot lights out in the semifinals last night, and they come in playing, as you would expect, their best basketball of the season.
Yeah, these are two tough-nosed teams, and like you said, last night, they both played tremendous basketball, shot the lights out. We'll see if they can continue that tonight.
Take a look at the stars to watch in this one. For the Golden Bears, a senior, he can do it all, Kevin Venata.
Kevin Venata is the go-to guy on this team. He's the heart and soul of the Upper Arlington team, and he's the guy, if they're going to win, he's going to have a great game. And
the man at the point for the Bears, the 6'1 senior, Danny Hummer.
Danny Hummer played an excellent game last night, 10 points, 7 rebounds, 10 assists in 27 minutes. He controls his team. He's the pulse of this Bears team.
And for the Eagles of St. Edwards, who shot 71% for the game in their win in the semifinals, it's a young junior leading the way, the big fella, Kipper Nichols.
Kipper Nichols is very talented. Young man can do it all. Yesterday he proved that he can score the ball from outside, 25 points, 5 rebounds, also 3 blocks, which means he can play some defense also.
Everybody needs some energy off the bench. Coach Flannery has it, and it's his 6'3 senior, Will Meyer.
We watched last night. Will Meyer had a lot of energy. He was willing this team to a win. 14 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. He's a stat sheet stuffer. Is going to have to play big tonight.
This place is filling up faster than a 40-point night from Schottenstein Penn. I can tell you that. It is electric, and we expect a great basketball game here. The starting lineup and the opening tip from Value City Arena coming up next. It's the Golden Bears and the Eagles here on Sports Time Ohio. This OHSAA State Championship game is brought to you by Tom Raper RVs in Columbus and Cincinnati, and online at tomraper.com. By Cleveland Cavaliers Basketball, all for one, one for all. And by Time Warner Cable. Enjoy the most sports on the most devices no matter where you are, only with Time Warner Cable. Inside Value City Arena, the place is filling up and getting ready for what should be a great Division I state championship game between Arlington and St. Edward. Take a look at the tournament trail and the way the Golden Bears got into this championship game with a big win over Trotwood Madison last night in the semifinals, 74-49. You can take a look at the starting lineup, brought to you by Tom Raper RV. The Golden Bears will go like this. We talked about Danny Hummer and Kevin Venata, Wes Davis, Logan Richter, and Michael McGovern. And the tournament trail for St. Edward, which ended in a really hot shooting day, better than 70% to defeat East Tech, who was trying to win the first public school champion from the city of Cleveland since '85, 89-64. Take a look at the starting lineup. Brought to you by Tom Raper RV. Malcolm Walters at the point, Tony Bianchik, Marcellus Hamilton, Mike Ryan, and Kipper Nichols. Time now to take a look at the keys to the game, brought to you by Cleveland Cavalier Basketball.
Yeah, my keys to the game are very strict. For Upper Arlington, they must control the tempo. They're a team that relies on the other team to make mistakes. And for St. Ed's on the other side, force Upper Arlington to shoot outside shots. Yesterday, they made a ton of layups. They need to make this Bears team shoot from outside and see how they do doing that.
Starting lineups are being announced here to a darkened arena, and we're closing in on tip-off of the boys Division I state championship game. Glad you could join us here on Sports Time Ohio. Three champions have been crowned, and we're 32 minutes away from taking care of the big school champ here in Columbus tonight. Mike Aaron's Scooney Penn, glad you could join us. This is going to be a good one as these two teams come in red hot into the championship game, and this place has been getting ready to explode for a long time.
I'm excited. I feel the energy. And I was telling you earlier, obviously I spent a lot of time in this building, you know, playing and watching games. This feels like a college atmosphere. Everyone is pumped up, ready to go. I'm excited. I really want to change these shoes for some sneakers and get out there and shoot some threes.
You keep thinking Michigan's here somewhere, don't you?
It feels like it. I was here against the Michigan State game, and the atmosphere was unbelievable. It feels like that right now. I really feel like this is a college game.
Tonight's tip-off is brought to you by Time Warner Cable. And the Bears go right to work. No surprise, it's Kevin Venata. And we are underway as he powers his way in for the first points.
He hasn't cooled off since last night. He did that all last night. He's continuing today. I think he just stayed awake. I don't think he went to sleep.
Venata, an all-Ohio first-teamer, coming off 25 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, playing 31 minutes. Marcellus Hamilton. And he turned the ball over, first turnover of the night.
I think for St. Ed, it's going to be important for them to withstand the first punch that the Bears throw at them because, you know, basically being the home team, the crowd is revved up for Arlington, and St. Ed's has to just contain their emotions here.
That's Danny Hummer to run the point. He's checked by Malcolm Walters as he gets across the timeline into the hands of Wes Davis. See Ed's pushing the defensive tempo. The Bears, I'll tell you what, they're very patient offensively. They ran some tremendous sets last night.
Yes, their offense is geared to make a lot of passes and wait for you to make a mistake on defense. For them to pass the ball, make 10, 12 passes is not unusual, but they work it until they can get the shot that they want.
And they made Trotwood Madison pay and pay often last night.
And that's what they do because eventually defense breaks down, makes a mistake, enables you to get a nice easy basket, and that's what they gamble on.
Back out top to Hummer. Logan Richter. Hummer on the kick out.
Great shot.
Michael McGovern.
Textbook offense. They made at least 20 passes, and they held the ball for about a minute and ended up with the shot that they wanted. A wide open 15-footer.
The only junior in the starting lineup on the scoreboard, and 2 quick turnovers for St. Edward. There's a look at head coach Tim Casey. His 200th win was a special one because it got in to the state championship, the Division I Coach of the Year. His team riding a 26-game winning streak.
Coach Casey has tremendous energy. We watched him last night. He was all over the court to the very last second, and it's going to be no different tonight.
I don't know if he knew he was up by 30 at times last night, but he wasn't coaching like it.
No, he coaches like he's down by 10 all the time. He's on edge, I think, way more than the players are.
There is Coach Eric Flannery in his 18th season. He led the Eagles to their only state title in 1998, along with Stevie Logan and Sam Clancy. And Logan is on his staff down here in Columbus tonight.
Yeah, Coach Flannery, a different demeanor. He sit back a little more relaxed. Well, he didn't have to be so uptight yesterday. His game was rather easy, and you know, a different demeanor on the other side of the bench. But like you said, yeah, one of the greats, St. Ed, Steve Logan, he's here in attendance. He's a part of the coaching staff. Yeah, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think he might have been the last one to win a state championship. So, you know, I think it'll be a good thing for the program, and he's definitely here helping this team out.
Yeah, Coach Flannery very nervous all the way into this state championship and right up to the tip. He said his players are cocky, they're loose. He's the one that has all the nerves and the energy. He said, I don't want to hear anything until we're done tomorrow night, one way or another.
Well, playing this Arlington team doesn't make things any easy for you at all.
Upper Arlington allows opponents 38 points a game, and Venata finds the bottom of the net. He's got 5 of UA's first 7.
A quick 3 for 3. They make you tired on defense. They pass it around to get the shot that they want.
Hamilton trying to work his way into the basket, fouled before the shot. The UA will be very patient offensively, and they've got no problem keeping a game in the 40s or the 50s. That's perfect for them.
Nope, not at all. We see their only loss of the season. The score was so low. It was 31-34, the only loss of the season.
Malcolm Walters comes up short on the jumper. Hummer back the other way for UA. Davis trying to get around Knowles, who has him cornered on the near sideline. Back up top to McGovern. Checked by Hamilton. Off the double team, tried to send Davis to the back door. And a foul is called. Hamilton called for the personal. Second team foul. We've got a timeout on the floor. 4:44 left to go. The first team All-Ohio Venata is on a roll here early. Quick 7-0 start for Upper Arlington on 3 for 3 from the floor, and we welcome in the third member of our broadcast team, Michelle Mimna. Hi, Michelle.
Hi, guys. Hey, some of you might notice that the St. Ed's players in warm-ups were wearing T-shirts that said, Eagles soar for Big Mike. And Coach Flannery shared with us yesterday, it's in support of a young man that they feel very dearly about. Third grader Mike Orbany, the brother of team manager Matt Orbany, is fighting cancer for a second time. Mike is courageous and inspirational young man, huge fan of St. Ed's basketball. And in addition to show support with the T-shirts, many of the players and coaches shaved their heads in support of Big Mike. Mike's Facebook page, Miracles for Michael, shared this message: go get 'em, Eagles, fly high one more game for state champions. Guys?
Yeah, it's been a very emotional time for the St. Edward basketball family, and when that was brought up after yesterday's win in the press conference to Coach Flannery, he said, I'm can't go into great detail because I'll start to break down crying, so he turned it over to his players and let them explain what kind of emotion and how special it has been. And you can see Coach Flannery sporting the shaved head in conjunction with St. Bernadette, their sister school. Over 400 people showed up to have their heads shaved. That is just unbelievable. That's the big picture. You know, sometimes it's bigger than basketball. When they do things like that, that's just tremendously special. Back to the live action here, 4.5 left to go in this opening quarter. And St. Edward's still trying to get on the scoreboard. Darian Knowles called for the foul, and St. Ed's through the first 3.5 minutes has already accumulated 14 fouls. Yeah, Arlington will make you do that. They pass it so many times, they move so well, they frustrate you to the point to where you do something out of character and you create a foul. Banana makes the extra pass to Michael McGovern. McGovern with 4 points early. Nichols on the turnaround, in and out. Kept alive by Walters into the hands of Knowles, and Walters going to reset the offense. St. Ed's was hot yesterday. They're having a hard time finding the basket this evening. But I think they need to get one. They need to see something go through the hoop to get some confidence and get going. See that Bears defense is really pushing them beyond the arc. There isn't much traffic down in the post. That's where Hamilton's trying to go to work on Davis. Double team got inside. Count it. That's just pure power from Marcellus Hamilton. Definitely, he used his advantage, like his bulk, against the Arlington defenders, and just went up and strong with it and one attempt. That's what they need. It's tough when you're struggling, you can't score. Don't keep shooting from the outside. You have to get something inside the paint going. Sometimes just a foul changes the momentum. Get to the line, see something go through the net. Hamilton's brother was here a couple of years ago, fell short of a state championship. He's trying to get done what his brother was unable to do. So Eds is on the board. See if that changes it at all. If they see, you know, and have a basket, see if that changes their momentum, their attitude, especially here on defense. Both of these teams are special when it comes to their offensive game plan, and we talked about this yesterday watching them both play. They'll both run if you want to run, or they'll both go half court on you and say, let's play it that way. And that really makes these teams tough to beat. Yeah, they're very versatile. They can play either way, and that's why they're here in this state finals game. You must be able to adjust, and they do very well at that. And another thing is they're two unselfish basketball clubs. Both share the basketball very, very well. Nichols trying to move around Vanata, and he goes flying into the basket. Wave off the basket. That takes courage to stay in there and take that charge. McGovern winds up on the floor, and he took the full force of 14. And Nichols is not small at all. 6'7", good size. 5 minutes gone in this opening quarter. UA with a 9-2 lead. Davis across the timeline, meets the double team. Into the hands of Vanata. It's Harrison Heath, checked in off the collision with McGovern. Heath going to be called for the foul. Third team foul for Upper Arlington. Upper Arlington runs the high ball screen as well as any team in the state. It's just, they'll lull you to sleep, and the next thing you know, there's a guy cutting behind you, and it's an easy two. Yeah, they have great patience. They do a good job on extending their offense and having great spacing, which means they give each other room to operate. If they want to penetrate, they have enough room. And that's the key to having a good offense, first and foremost, is having good spacing, and they do. Hamilton to Walters. Great pass. Good back cut. That's a taste of their own medicine, because that's what Arlington does to you. They back cut you all game. Both of these teams are plus assist to turnover ratio. Very high assists, both sides, and there it is, right on cue. Harrison Heath on the back door. Great pass. Inside 2, 7-point lead for the Golden Bears. Coach Flannery has gone big in this lineup as Derek Funderburk, the sophomore, is checked in. Hamilton pulls his way in and banks it up and in. Funderburk, the sophomore, coming back from a foot injury and slowly building up his minutes. He played 14 in the semi, but they need him here tonight. Venata, the pump fake around Funderburk. Funderburk redirected that shot. Hamilton weaving his way in the open court, spinning to the basket.
Great spin move. Great spin move. He's the one guy right now for St. Ed's that has it going. He looks confident, has a bounce in his step. But Funderburk did a great job on defense. All he did was stand his ground and put his hands up and came up with a block shot that led to the fast break bucket.
Six points for Hamilton, who averages just over 15 a game. He was quiet last night, 7 points, 6 rebounds. Kind of an uncharacteristic night for the senior. Under a minute here to go. Opening quarter, the boys Division I state championship game here on Sports Time Ohio. Upper Arlington more than happy to hold it out. Look for the final shot. Heath with the basketball to Richter. Now into the hands of Venata.
This is what Arlington wants you to do. This is the exact play they want to run. Waste of time, have your defense playing above the free throw line.
5 seconds and Venata turns it over. Nichols checks the scoreboard, goes up, and count it! Count it! Kipper Nichols ran it out and beat the clock, and that's how the first quarter comes to an end. And if that's a sign of what's to come, boy, are we in for a good one here tonight. Nichols playing beat the clock. Marsalis Hamilton with 6 points early. Upper Arlington with the early lead. Little beat the buzzer here for the Eagles. 11-10 Golden Bears. There's a look at the Eagles huddle. Eric Flannery's squad on a 10-2 run. It's an 11-10 game. We send it over to Michelle Mimna standing by with Jeff Jordan, the Chief Financial Officer of the OHSAA, and the big crowds have got to make the money man smile.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Jeff, a lot of people don't realize the positive financial impact of the OHSAA on its member schools. Can you just give us an idea of the benefits for our member schools?
Absolutely. We have wonderful support in the state of Ohio, and one of the things we're able to do is provide catastrophic insurance for every one of these students out here in case something really bad happens to them. Provide that at no cost to any school or any parent, which is wonderful. And then we give ticket bonuses and reimbursements back to schools to even play in these kind of games. $2.6 million a year goes back to schools, 14% of our budget. We're very fortunate to share it with our members.
Well, you know, and it's great for the viewers to see that, so they continue to support the OHSAA. Thank you so much.
Absolutely, thank you.
Guys?
Thanks, Michelle. And As we kind of led into this game, both of these teams after the first quarter, dead even, 5 for 7 from the field, 71%.
Yeah, it was half and half. Arlington started off on fire. They controlled the tempo. The second half of the quarter, it was all St. Ed's, and we're just about even here starting the second quarter.
Kevin Vanata, 5 points to lead Upper Arlington. Marcellus Hamilton went 3 for 3. He's got 6 to lead all scorers as we begin the second quarter with a turnover. It'll be the 4th turnover for St. Ed's.
You have to the key. St. Ed's need to take care of the ball, limit their turnovers. You do not want to give a team like Arlington the ball the majority of the time because they will milk the clock.
Ed's averages about 14 turnovers a game. Upper Arlington 12. 1 point difference to start quarter number 2. Long three ball, count it. That one came from Lane Avenue. Good for Danny Hummer.
Lane Avenue, their school isn't far from it. But he had space. Put a hand up on him, and he'll let you know that I definitely can shoot it. His feet were set. Stroke looked good, knocked it down.
Darian Knowles trying to get it inside. Hummer battles for the rebound. Loose ball into the hands of Vanata to Danny Hummer.
That's a great job. You will see these teams hit the floor. If that ball is loose, you will see bodies on the floor.
Take a look at the three-point shot of Danny Hummer from the OHSAA sticker.
That was NBA range. It was. Believe me, I know. I shot many times from that spot.
I think they still have your sticker over there.
They ought to.
Pat Riley checked in off the timeout. Knowles gets inside. The blocking foul called. They wave off the basket.
Which is the right call. This is not the NBA. But it was also close.
A little continuation.
Yeah, a little bit of continuation. I mean, if I'm St. Ed's, I'm arguing for that. I want the basket and one.
Tony Bianchek checks in. Thunderbird loses the handle to Vanata.
Yeah, he's the biggest guy on the court. He should never bring that ball below his waist.
Hummer bothered by Riley. Double teamed underneath. Hummer turned it over. Bianchek has it. Ahead to Hamilton. Hamilton works his way inside. And Ricker comes down with the rebound.
I think Hamilton made it a point tonight to get to the basket. He is awfully aggressive here from the start of this game.
Logan Richter, the 6'6" senior, 14 points, 4 rebounds in the semis in 28 minutes. Hummer and Riley, that's a good little battle going on there.
Oh, yeah.
Riley gets called for the reach.
It's a little too close. A little too close, Riley. Hummer's very clever. He's not blazing quick, but he's very good with the ball. And he's clever. He's really savvy.
Here comes some of that size we talked about from St. Edward. As Kipper Nichols checks back in with Mike Ryan. And it looks like Ed's defensively started to mix things up a little bit, going a little man here.
Yeah, they are in your face, man, too. But this plays into the hands of Arlington. This is what they want you to do. They want you to pressure them.
Nichols with the rebound. Trotwood had the same problem with UA yesterday. Didn't matter what they did. Nichols fires.
There you go. Nice looking move. Give a jab step to get Vanetta off balance. One dribble pull up. That's textbooks right there.
So looking jumper for the senior.
Yeah, very talented.
2-point basketball game. Griffin Caldwell, number 15 for UA, into the hands of Vanata. If you haven't seen Vanata play, you're really going to enjoy the way this kid works.
Plays so hard.
He really does. Nichols in the open court fires. That's good.
I think that little break on the bench kind of woke him up and get a chance to see the game. They come back, and I think he's trying to take over.
Tied up at 14 for the first time here tonight. Davis on the kick out, 3 ball on the way. check. Comes down with it as he misfires. Yannick in the open floor to Nichols, who's made his last two. Gets inside short and gets his own rebound in the stick back. 6 quick points for Kipper Nichols as he comes in off the bench. And St. Edward has their first lead here tonight.
Good timeout call.
We've got a timeout on the floor. 4:12 left to go. And the 6'7" junior with the spark for the Eagles. They're enjoying their first lead of the night. Well, St. Ed's enjoying their first lead here of the night with 4:12 left to go. 16-14. Michelle with more on the point guard for UA, Danny Hummer.
Yeah, great story here. UA's Danny Hummer's playing in his last high school game today, but after undergoing double hip surgery back in the spring, his recovery was 6 to 7 months. He didn't touch a basketball. And while Coach Casey joked that Danny got a little doughy during his time off, he's back healthy. He's significantly impacting his team's success in the semis today. And it's just a great recovery story for a young man that Coach Casey feels so highly about.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. That's the engine right there for UA, Danny Hummer. 10 points, 10 assists in the semis. And when the ball's in his hand, a lot of different things happen, and it opens up that offense for the Golden Bears.
Yeah, you would never know that he had double hip surgery by the way he's moving and playing out here this evening, and last night he had a tremendous game.
This UA team plays hard, they sell out, and that's the reason why they are where they are. 26 consecutive wins and in the state championship. Nichols and Will Meyer tying up Richter. Some words and some looks exchanged between Richter and Nichols.
Nothing too bad. You kind of expect that at this point in the season. You know, it's all the marbles here. Everyone's really intense right now. Stakes are high.
Michael McGovern's checked back in for UA, wearing number 32 tonight. Nichols a step away from that pass there. Wes Davis back to Venata. 3:40 left to go here in the opening half. Ed staying in that man-to-man.
They're in a little three-man triangle where they all just pass the screen to one another, and the two guys are on the wing, just waiting for the ball so they can get a backdoor cut from someone.
Davis, the far sideline, found himself in trouble and got some help from Gabe Atkins.
Good D by Walters.
Venata with the head fake and pulls it back out. Nice by Akins.
Good finish.
Gabe Akins, a 6'1" junior, showing a little sky. Tied up for the second time here tonight. You see 12 of the 16 points for St. Edward in the paint. Things starting to get a little physical. Some banging down below. And then a foul called on Wes Davis. 4th team foul for UA.
It's called a double foul.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, double foul.
Both of them were banging away at one another.
Arlington foul by number 20, Wynn Brown, his first, team's fifth. Number 3, Phil Parente on St. Ed, his first, team's seventh.
So a double foul call, and it goes back into the hands of St. Edward with 2.5 left to go. Good defense by the Golden Bears. They found Malcolm Walters was shut off on the far sideline corner in front of the UA bench, and he had nowhere to go.
St. Ed's got lucky there because he threw the ball away. Good thing it went out of bounds. If not, easy layup for Arlington going the other way.
Yeah, Akins was given chase. Tied up at 16. Both teams have settled in. Hummer checked by Walters. That's Ryan on Richter. Now back into the hands of Venata.
St. Ed's is really applying their pressure on the perimeter.
Called for the reach-in on McGovern. The 17th foul for St. Edward. You had to think it was only a matter of time.
Yeah, it was.
The way Edge was playing defense.
They're playing borderline. They are, applying tremendous pressure. A lot of little touches here and there. They've been getting away with it. But that one right there was a little too late.
Now Indians opening night 1 week away from Monday. The Tribe opens the season in Oakland against the A's. Join us for a special 1-hour edition of Indians Live at 9. Then Matt Underwood, Rick Manning of all the action at 10. Here on the home of the Indians, Sports Time, Ohio. McGovern, a good free throw shooter. And Upper Arlington with the lead. 1.5 left to go. Nichols on the attack. Nichols goes strong.
Strong move. He's so athletic. Great talent. Could easily had a 3 points to play there.
The other way is Danny Hummer.
Right back at you.
One of the few times they found a clear path to the basket. Hamilton. Hummer.
Oh, what a play.
To Venata. Venata with the head fake. And the follow by Akins.
That's typical Arlington basketball. The extra hustle, the guys hustling down and being the first one to the rebound to follow up a teammate's miss.
Inside a minute, 4-point lead. Bianchek finds himself open for 3. Akins underneath battling with Marsalis Hamilton.
Well, look at that pass behind the back.
How about Akins not giving up, finishing the play?
Yeah, that's key right there. You never give up on a play. He could have easily sat back and thought, my teammate's going to make it. But his extra hustle earned them 2 points.
Bianchek getting out, loose ball. Underneath, it's Nichols for the slam. Two-point difference. You can expect UA to run this clock out to the half. Up 22-20. Venata gonna run the offense. Nichols with 12 here in the opening half. Four seconds. Venata fires for 3. And that's the way the first half comes to an end. No foul called on the release. As you look at Kipper Nichols, 6 of 8 from the field. And after he came off the bench, after getting a breather, he was lights out. 12 points for Nichols, 22-20 Upper Arlington. And Michelle has head coach Tim Casey.
Coach Casey, you got out to a great start, probably only a start that you could really dream about, and then things kind of equaled out. But what did you see that was good in the first half?
Well, I thought we did a pretty good job of being patient and letting our execution work for us. We got a little bit flustered by their pressure. We got to do a better job of attacking their pressure and scoring at the basket.
Okay, and Nichols has 12 of their points, so what are you going to do about him in the second half?
He's a good player. He's a handful. Hopefully we can help him a little bit more.
Okay, thanks very much. Thanks, guys.
Their Division I Coach of the Year, Tim Casey. What a great start for these two squads. We knew this would be a close basketball game, and they have not disappointed. Halftime here in the state championship in Division I, Upper Arlington up by 2. Enjoy the most sports on the most devices, no matter where you are, only with Time Warner Cable. This OHSAA Championship game is brought to you by Tom Raper RVs in Columbus and Cincinnati, and online at tomraper.com. By Cleveland Cavaliers Basketball, all for one, one for all. And by Time Warner Cable. Enjoy the most sports on the most devices, no matter where you are, only with Time Warner Cable. Inside Value City Arena, great crowd for the Big School State Championship. Upper Arlington with a 2-point lead here at halftime. Welcome courtside, everybody. Mike Aarons along with Scooney Penn. We expected this to be a tight basketball game. We saw Eds make that change. They went in, played a little more man, got back into this basketball game after a great start by Upper Arlington.
Yeah, Arlington started off great. It was a tale of I have a run, you have a run, I have a run, you have a run. I think the second half is going to come down to whoever has the last run will win the game. But it's definitely a high-intense game. Both teams playing pressure defense. It's going to be interesting in the second half.
And really one of the keys, Scooney, for St. Ed's to get back into this basketball game, the big fella who we highlighted, Kipper Nichols.
Kipper Nichols, I think when he sat down on the bench, had a chance to watch and see what was going on from the bench, came back in the game ready to go. Right away, he had 3 jumpers right away, started to attack the basket. Here's one of his little pull-up jumpers. Mid-range game is terrific. All the way to the basket, fouls on shot, finish rebounds. Again, when he sat down and came back in the game, his energy was on another level. He brought the team back in the game, and now they're on his shoulders. He's running wild with it.
Yeah, that certainly seemed to be one of the big difference that the Eagles went out and attacked the goal. And now we've got ourselves a basketball game here at halftime, 22-20 here in the Boys Division I State Championship. Welcome back. Halftime continues here at Value City Arena, 22-20. UA on top of St. Ed's. You want to watch this game again? With Time Warner Cable, you can enjoy sports better. Look for this game and other high school regular season and championship games only on Time Warner Cable, local on demand on channel 411. You can pause, fast forward, rewind, and even do instant replays only from Time Warner Cable. Enjoy better. Joining us now, the commissioner of the OHSAA. He is standing by with Michelle Mimna, Dr. Dan Ross.
Wrapping up a great winter tournament season, a great hockey final, girls basketball last weekend, some bowling, new division. Talk to us a little bit about the winter tournaments.
Well, when you start, you think about that. We start in mid-February. And so to go to mid-February, now we're to the end of March. It's a long stretch, but it's a great opportunity for a lot of kids that participate in a lot of different events to excel at the highest level. So it's just like this evening, a great opportunity, the D1 final, great kids. We've had great games, great opportunities, and it's been a lot of fun. And I think there's a lot of people who have been on their feet for 6 weeks that will be really glad tomorrow's coming.
Yeah, I agree. Also, we've got coming up a new version of the competitive balance proposal. Can you give the viewers a few of those details?
Well, it'll be very similar to what we had in the spring. It starts with your EBIS number. It deals with the roster and where the kids are on your roster, and then you will form your divisions after your roster count's made.
Okay.
So we feel very good about it. The competitive balance group is a group of superintendents, principals, ADs from all over Ohio, public and non-public, and they've been working on this since the proposal last year. So,
yeah, we know it's all about being equitable for our student athletes. So.
And they're trying to treat the public and the non-public kids exactly the same. So they've worked very hard at that, and I think they've done a great job.
Okay. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for your coverage for high school sports.
Thanks. Guys?
Always good to see the commissioner, Dr. Dan Ross, giving us his time. And we've had some great crowds here this weekend. For the final time this year, basketball being played, 16 minutes left to decide. The big school state champ, will it be Upper Arlington or St. Edward? 22-20, back with halftime. We'll have highlights and first half stats as halftime continues here at Value City. This OHSAA state championship game is brought to you by This OHSAA state championship game is brought to you by Tom Raper RVs in Columbus and Cincinnati, and online at tomraper.com. And by Cleveland Cavaliers basketball. All for one, one for all. 22-20, our halftime score. The team's back on the floor. Michelle standing by with head coach Eric Flannery.
Okay, Coach, so a little bit of a slow start, okay, for you guys, but then evened it up. Little bit of a push from UA at the end. What do you need to do to get into your rhythm?
Well, if we could, we'd try to speed the game up. I mean, they are so efficient at what they do, and we know that. Our goal is to win this basketball game. Whether we score 80 or whether we score 35, it doesn't matter. We have to learn to defend, whether it's for 30 seconds or for a minute and a half. We just have to understand we got to get stops when they have the ball, and we got to execute when we get it.
Yeah, now Kipper obviously had a nice first half. Who else do you need to really step up?
Well, I think Marsalis is trying, but he's trying too much. You know, he needs to move the basketball. We need to hit a perimeter shot here or there. If Tony or Malcolm can kind of open things up, would really help out. But, you know, we just got to be more efficient in what we do and believe that we're going to win this.
Okay, thanks, Coach. Guys.
Thanks, Michelle. There's head coach Eric Flannery of St. Edward, and he made a great point, and Scooney's been talking all about it. He said whether we play defense for 30 or a minute 30, we got to be able to get it done. Take a look at the first half highlights, partner.
Yeah, it started off right away. Vanetta, 5 early points, a quick layup, then he drains a 3. Got Arlington off to an incredible start. They jumped out on him with the lead. St. Edward was slow a little bit. But then you have Marsalis and Kipper. They start to take over. Now Edwards. St. Edwards has a run, and now the game is equal. But then here you go, Hummer, an NBA range 3-pointer. He knocks it down. So like we spotlighted early in the game, the stars are stepping up today. Here's Hummer again, taking it hard to the basket. So first half, a game of runs. Arlington, St. Edwards, Arlington to end the half. What will happen beginning of this second half?
We see, Scooney, both of these teams shot the ball very well. The difference, the points off turnovers, as UA was able to come up with 6 more, and they lead by 2.
Yeah, turnover is always the key of the game. You see that if you win the turnover battle, a lot of times, especially on this level, you will be successful and win the game. What's helping St. Edwards is the fact that they're winning the rebounding battle, 9-5. So that's a couple, maybe they had a couple offensive rebounds, which gave them extra shots. That kind of equaled out the turnovers that they did commit.
Now, points in the paint in favor of St. Edward. And we'll see how both of these teams adjust coming off of the halftime. Let's revisit the Cleveland Cavaliers' keys to the game.
Yeah, the keys to the game. Upper Arlington control the tempo, and that's exactly what they do. They pass the ball anywhere from 10 to 20 times every possession. And St. Ed, they have to force Upper Arlington outside shots. They haven't done that too much, but then again, Upper Arlington hasn't had that many shot attempts at all because they're wasting a lot of time by passing the ball around on the perimeter.
16 minutes to decide who the big school state champ will be, who made the better adjustments in the locker room. We'll find out as we begin the third quarter. Steve Warren, our director, Michael Atkinson, our producer. Of course, the guys in the tape room always bringing you top shelf, whether it's Ryan Lulai, Aaron Reinhart, they're always in championship form. We're glad you can join us here on Sports Time Ohio, our final champion to be crowned, and a great day of basketball here in Columbus. The weather's been fantastic. The crowds have been huge all weekend long. Underway, St. Ed's with the basketball, trailing by 2. Vianchek try to get it inside to Kipper Nichols, well defended by Vanata.
It was almost like Arlington was in their huddle when they called that play. They sniffed it out from the beginning. That play had no chance at all.
McGovern looking for some help, and Hummer gets to the top.
To this point, St. Ed's has done a great job on guarding the backdoor cuts from Upper Arlington, and that's what they normally do. They get a number of easy layups from the backdoor cuts. They have not yet been able to get any of those. Oh, clever.
Great drive inside by Hummer.
Excellent body control. He avoided the charge. Easy 2 with the left for the lefty.
And one of the big keys for that defense you talk about with St. Ed's is recognizing who the cutter is.
Yes, you have to recognize it because sometimes you get caught up. You don't talk. That's what they do. They cause you, up Arlington I'm talking about, to mismatches, forget who you're covering, which allows them to be wide open.
And that's a good sign for Coach Flannery. Remember, he told Michelle Tony Vianchek would have to open things up and hit some outside shots.
Yep, I think the coach told him that at halftime, and he shot that with a lot of confidence.
Vanata the other way, pulls his way in.
Great take, great use of the body.
Goes right around Mike Ryan. (26-23). Opening minutes, of the third quarter. Walters. Hamilton stripped, then got the ball back. This is Nichols. And back-to-back three-pointers. Coach Flannery wants to take a timeout to talk this one over. And we're tied back up again at 26.
Yeah, 2 quick early outside shots. And like you said last trip down, Coach said they have to start hitting a couple outside shots. Here they go, 2 in a row. Maybe they'll start opening up things in the middle for them.
He mentioned Tony Bianchek in particular. Tony delivered here.
Real smooth stroke.
Interesting time for a timeout, though.
Yeah.
You've just hit back-to-back threes. You've kind of got a little momentum going, and then you're calling your guys in.
Well, I think it's a defensive thing. On the other end, Arlington just had an open layup, one-on-one, and Vanetta finished the layup. I think Coach is going to rein him in. Listen, guys, I know we hit a couple shots, but defense is how we're going to win this game, and I'm sure that's what he spoke about just now, about his defense and not letting up easy baskets, because they've already let up 2 layups by Arlington.
We've already seen by Ed's going to man, they've kind of taken away that high pick and roll that we saw was so effective last night. Davis gets in trouble between the circles. He gets bailed out as he throws it to McGovern.
They switch it up, back to zone now. Oh, great flash pass.
Blocked, and then Vanetta with the rebound. Richter comes up with a second chance, and then a foul called underneath.
Oh, that was a tough call. The judge from behind made the call. Could have easily been called a jump ball or whatever, but call's made. Now you have to deal with it. Vanetta did an excellent job flashing to the middle. Against the zone, the soft spot is in the middle. You have to find that soft spot. He found it, made the extra bounce pass. Great play. Arlington has they have a very high IQ. Play very smart basketball.
Logan Richter knocks it down. 14 points, 4 rebounds in the semis. He averages just over 5 and 3 a game. Big semifinal for the 6'6" senior. And a sweet stroke knocks down both for the freebies. Here comes Walters quickly back into the offensive zone. 5.5 left to go, third quarter. This one has all the makings of about a 45 or 50-point game.
Yeah, it does. And we wouldn't expect that coming into the game, especially the way they were scoring last night, both of these clubs.
Missed opportunity in the paint for Eds. Davis delivers
with confidence.
5-point lead for Upper Arlington. Walters, short.
Oh, that's not the shot they needed.
Ryan inside.
Big rebound. If you are St. Ed's, you must keep this game as close as possible. The way Arlington can milk the clock, you do not want them to pull away with any kind of lead.
Ball loose.
Look at the fight for the ball.
Vanetta. Possession arrow favors the Bears. We've got a timeout on the floor. 4:31 left to go. The big three from the 6'1" senior. The difference here in the third quarter. Welcome back inside the huddle for St. Edward, 31-28 Upper Arlington. This season, Saturday baseball comes to America's new sports network, Fox Sports 1, and it all starts April 5th, a new home for Saturday baseball, Fox Sports 1. You can find Fox Sports 1 on the channels listed on your screen, or go to foxsports1.com to find your provider. 31-28, and right now, Scooney, if you had to guess, the pace favors the Golden Bears.
It definitely does. We heard Coach say at halftime that he wants the game more up-tempo. This game here, the finals might be maybe in the 40s, and that definitely favors Arlington because they can play either high-scoring games, low-scoring games, but right now they control the tempo, still passing the ball at least 10 times before they take a shot.
Well, keep this in mind, St. Edward has only played 2 times in the 50s, and they lost both of those games. So the pace, as Coach Flannery mentioned, certainly favors Upper Arlington, where on the other way, Upper Arlington's played games in the 30s and 40s, and they've won 4 of the 5 games.
That's tough. You know what? For St. Edwards, that is so frustrating. You're a team that's used to getting out and scoring a lot of points. When you're playing against a team that's keeping the ball away from you, it frustrates you. And then when you get the ball, you're so anxious to go score because you haven't touched it in so long. It makes it very hard to play good, sound offense. So they just must keep their composure, understand that they will have their chance, but when they get their chance, they have to take full advantage of it.
Richter splits the pair. 4-point difference. Walters hustles back down to the offensive zone. Hamilton with the basketball, got off to a good start in the first quarter. Ryan trying to get it inside to Nichols, who turned around into the hands of Anata. Davis tried to get around Hamilton, lost the ball. 2-on-2. Nichols to the hole.
Great move.
For a big guy, he's good in the open floor.
Man, really good in open court. Great body control right there. He made that move going full speed.
And then Nichols going to get called for the fouls. He reached in.
This is tough. You know that the guy is going to somewhat undercut you, go for the steal, and he just cradled with one hand and finished it. He didn't need the left hand at all. He could just play ball with just one hand, just the right hand, that's all. You don't need the left hand at all. Put it in your pocket.
Third team foul for St. Edwards. Derek Funderburk has checked back in. Banana gets inside the left hand.
I don't know how he does it, but when he gets around that rim, the ball always gets up there.
Funderburk lost the handle and then got tripped up as he tangled up with Danny Hummer. Hummer slow to get up. Official timeout.
That's the second time now. Like in the first half, Funderburk's had a tough time controlling the ball. That's 2 times in a row.
Funderburk and Hummer getting tangled up. Danny will head over to the bench. Take a breather. Griffin Caldwell checks in, along with Gabe Akins. Akins with some quality minutes in the first half for Upper Arlington. Richter. Manata on the attack, hands it off to Harrison for 3. That's short. Nichols on the attack, inside.
And one. Tough move. Boy, he does a great job on a break. This is like a semi-break here. Defense wasn't set. He's seen a little seam, a little gap, and thinks he's attacking. Great acrobatic finish. Again, body control, just like his last layup.
It seems like he's the one guy that Upper Arlington doesn't have an answer for.
I mean, I don't think there's too many teams in high school ball that has an answer for him.
Manata with the rebound. 19 points for Nichols. He's 9 of 12 from the field. 2-point edge for UA. Will Meyer checked in along with Riley. 3 ball. Off the mark. Bianchik with the rebound. A chance to tie or take the lead. Myers shut off on the baseline. Skipped across to Nichols. Nichols raises and delivers.
He's filling it. He's going to take this game over by himself.
22 points for Kipper Nichols in a lead for St. Edward.
That young man wants a state title. Coach is hurt. He's trying to get Hummer right back in the game. Whoa!
3-ball banana in the face of Kipper Nichols. There's the answer from the Division I All-Ohio player.
It's just great when the stars step up, and these two stars are starting to shine right now.
The whistle underneath with 1:35 left to go. Banana's first personal. Team foul number 2. Hummer back in, along with McGovern and Davis for Upper Arlington. Riley to inbound for Eds. Davis all the way out of Bianchik between the circles. These two teams have played some great defense here.
Yeah, they have.
So far.
It's been a pretty clean game. No one's really in any serious foul trouble, which is great. That means at the end of the game, you can put your horses in and we see what happens.
Bianchik calling for a little help. Minute left here in the third quarter. Nichols. Banana on the deck for Upper Arlington. Marcellus Hamilton gets off the bench for Eds. Blocking foul on Banana, his second. Team foul number 3. Inside a minute. Meyer goes to the bench for St. Edward. Bianchik open in the corner. Davis was checking him the whole way.
Vandenberg wants the ball inside. He's fighting hard for inside position.
Battling with McGovern. McGovern not giving him much of an inch either.
No, not at all.
It's a good battle. Vandenberg underneath, going strong.
There you go.
They got it to him.
They did. He worked hard for that possession. It kind of seems like the coach said, listen, we're going to get the ball inside.
Just a little separation was all we needed. Tied back up at 37. Back out to Richter on top.
There we go again with that play, with the 3 guys in the middle forming a triangle, screening for each other.
Five seconds, Venata. Richter gonna raise and deliver! And that's the way the third quarter comes to an end.
He gave a little gesture to the bench after he knocked it down.
The senior puts one down from deep. 24 minutes have been played. 3 points separate these two squads in the Big School State Championship game. They have traded some punches here tonight at Value City. Kipper Nichols, Kevin Venata, 40-37, Golden Bears. You can take a look at the scores by quarter, and this has been a tight one. 40-37 as we head to the final 8 minutes of this Division I state championship game. Partner, we knew this was going to be a battle heading into the fourth quarter. Your thoughts on the finish of this one?
Mike, this is going to be a great finish. Both teams, they're exchanging punches back and forth, back and forth. But Arlington's been able to withstand every run St. Edwards has brought. St. Edwards must continue to attack the basket, stay aggressive. I think it'll come down to whoever takes care of the ball the best at the end of this game will come out victorious.
You take a look at the game summary, 60%, 65% both teams. Lights out, points in the paint favor St. Edward, points off turnovers face Upper Arlington, and that's what Scooney was talking about. The team that takes care of the basketball has got a chance, and right now it's been UA up to this point. Kipper Nichols has been spectacular to get his team within striking distance as they have the basketball to start the fourth quarter. Our attendance here tonight, 14,234 on hand for this one. The save, and that one thrown down to the other end. The total for the 12 sessions, 129,222. That's the highest total in the last 4 years. We knew there were big numbers here this weekend.
That just shows you how big sports are in the state of Ohio. The support, they do a great job. You know, it's been great down here, and people have shown up and supported.
We heard big numbers for this one going in. You can see the people out front lined up to watch these two teams go at it. Upper Arlington only a couple miles away from the arena here. And I think the whole town is here.
Yeah, this is practically a home game for Upper Arlington.
Three ball rolled off the rim for Walters. Inside is Nichols again. Wanted a call, didn't get it. He's got 24.
He's just feeling it. Everything he touches is good.
Walters, one of the players that Eric Flannery talked about with Michelle at halftime. Needed him to deliver some shots. That's a rare turnover for UA. And I think Danny Hummer expected one of his players to be in a position where he threw the basketball. He let him know it.
Yeah, that wasn't Danny's fault, but you made the pass. So when the stat sheet shows up, the turnover is beside your name.
7th turnover for Upper Arlington. 1 point difference. Hamilton.
He's had a tough time controlling the ball. A tough time.
Turnover number 11 for St. Ed's.
Had a chance to possibly take the lead.
Richter into the offensive end. Davis tried to save it and turned it over. Here comes Nichols on the shuffle pass to Hamilton. Edge takes the lead.
They've been taking care of the ball so well, and in 2 possessions in a row, 2 sloppy turnovers. Now they've lost the lead here early in the fourth quarter.
Banana, their go-to guy. Inside, the miss. Loose ball. The hand check into Walters' hands. Walters to Nichols. Nichols inside. Ryan is fouled by Wes Davis.
This is the type of game, the tempo that St. Ed's wants to play. Up tempo, let's get to the basket. Upper Arlington's going to have to get the ball back and control it like they were early on.
So Mike Ryan, the 6'6" junior, heads to the line, 6 points, 4 rebounds in the semis. He bends and fires. And that ties the largest lead of the game for St. Edward. They led by 2, back with 4 minutes left to go, way back in the second quarter. Another one on the way for Ryan. Rebound, Danny Hummer. Every lead that St. Ed's has taken, UA has been able to answer. They have one here. Davis on the run to the basket.
Oh,
and he rolls it in.
That was pretty.
Ed's trying to speed this game up. UA quickly back defensively. The minute Davis scored, you saw the Golden Bears tear back in.
They don't like being behind. They don't like playing from behind at all.
Nichols has been spectacular here tonight. 11 of 14. Walters, who looks over the sideline to get the call. Tied at 42. Hamilton waiting for people to clear out. Walters raises. Rebound Ryan, and a big one. And then a timeout by Eric Flannery. Flannery wants to take a timeout and talk this one over. The offense looking a little dysfunctional coming down the stretch. Davis with the answer to tie things up. 4:46 left to go. Don't go anywhere. We're in for a great finish here in Value City Arena. Aaron Reinhart, Ryan Lulai, they've been getting it done all weekend long. 42-42 as they bring you back in to Value City Arena. 4:46 left to go in the Big School State Championship. Will it be Upper Arlington or will it be St. Edward? Mike Aaron, Schottenstein Penn, set for what should be a great finish here in this arena. One that Schottenstein's had many great finishes in. He's as nervous as the guys out there. I can tell you that right now.
I told you, I want to get on the court and I want to shoot the ball. I want to play. Let me just go play defense.
Walters short on a three. And maybe not the play that Eric Flannery had drawn up coming out of that timeout.
I'm sure it's not the play. When you have Kipper Nichols playing as well as he is, I'm sure that play had something to do with him. And he didn't touch the ball there.
You see the possession arrow favors UA with the basketball tied. Hummer landed on the ground after delivering. He's got the basketball now. Checked by Walters. Vanatta rises and fires right in front of his own bench as he falls into the Bears bench and gets helped up on a mighty three, a three-point lead halfway through the fourth quarter. Oh, Vanatta was huge.
Mr. All-Ohio, big shot.
Nichols has it taken away. And then Hummer stepped on the end line. How about this, Schottenstein?
Yeah, he set his foot. Oh, he did the old little Reggie Miller thing. Spread eagle, trying to get the four-point play. Almost did. Great concentration, though.
Nichols rises. Big rebound by Wes Davis. Upper Arlington slowing things down, looking to extend. Up by 3. 3.5 left to go.
This is crucial. You want to stay within arm's reach of Upper Arlington. You don't want to get into 3 possessions down because they will stall and hold the ball.
Oh, Davis, an open look at a 3.
Oh, it's 2 in a row by the Bears.
48-42. 2 big long balls for UA. Eds, can they answer? Vianchek, blocking foul. Davis.
That was the right call. Right call. It was a blocking before it was a push-off. Nice stroke.
Will Meyer checks in for Mike Ryan.
Now remember, last time Mike Ryan went out of the game, that's when St. Edwards made their run. You need that young man on the court. I think coach is giving him a breather now. Maybe the foul trouble, maybe one.
Officials talking this one over, and it's the right call. It's UA's basketball. Vianchek shot up over the top of the backboard.
Coach Ryan's doing the offense for defense. He's putting Mike Ryan back in the game for offense, understanding how important this young man is, especially on the offensive end.
Coach Casey wants a timeout. I have a feeling we're going to see UA go into a slowdown mode now, up by 6. Coach Casey setting some things up right here, Scooty.
Yeah, like I said, 2 possessions down to this team here is like being down 10 because they can stall ball, they make great passes, they spread the floor very well. Then they have guys that can beat you off the dribble if you pressure too much. So again, you don't want to let this team get too far ahead because they make it very hard to catch up because they take care of the ball so well and they make good decisions.
Well, we talked about how well St. Edward has been in defending that high ball screen, but now this sets up perfectly for the Golden Bears because if St. Edward does not stay patient on defense, that backdoor cutter could be lost, and before you know it, you might be down 8.
Well, one thing in St. Edward's favor is that they're not in the bonus right now, so they can play a little bit aggressive on defense, maybe cause some turnovers. If they were in the bonus right now, they could not do that. But since they're not, I would apply more pressure, see if I can turn this team over. But I would do it fast. You got to do it right away. Don't wait too long. The clock is not your friend right now.
You see 1939 the last time they were here. 1937, a state championship for Upper Arlington. You think that city's hungry to bring back some iron? And they're 2.5 away right now. Can they finish St. Edward? And does St. Ed's have a run left in it? Ed's with 3 fouls. Walters on Davis, back to Hummer, checked by Hamilton.
I just counted. They took 11 passes. They passed the ball 11 times. And it looked to me like St. Edwards is getting a little frustrated. You know you're down by 2 possessions, and this team is basically playing keep away from you.
Davis is playing with 4 personal fouls. Hamilton picked up his 3rd. Team foul number 4. He throws that one into the backcourt.
That's just what St. Edwards need. They needed a turnover. They got it. Now they have to do something on the offensive end.
2:04 left to go. Davis has to be careful. He's got 4 personals. He's on Vianchek. Funderburg inside.
And the basket.
Kipper Nichols reels the young fella back in.
That's what they needed, a turnover and a big basket. And the young Funderburg provided the basket. Chance to make it 3 points.
Coming back from a broken right foot that he suffered in practice during the season, and they're just getting him back now. The first basket in the last 5 minutes for St. Ed's. 48-45, so that turnover became 3 points for the Eagles. Pressure now. Good job by the Golden Bears. Double team and taken down.
The coach called for a timeout. They didn't see it though.
Casey called timeout, but the possession arrow favors Upper Arlington.
Yeah, they keep the ball, so it was a good thing they didn't recognize it. They still kept the ball. But at this point, I don't know, do you want to keep the timeout or the possession arrow? Because in these type of games, there's always jump balls. Could be trapped.
Hamilton reaching in. That's his 4th. Team's 5th. Possession arrow favoring St. Edwards, so they would love to get a tie-up.
Not a bad foul. Again, they're not in the bonus, so play aggressive. Go all out. See if you can cause a turnover. It happened last possession.
They had it perfect. They had him trapped. They just weren't able to tie up the basketball. We give the Golden Bears credit. Good ball movement, Venata. A minute 15 left to go. Richter to Davis. McGovern fouled by Bianchik.
Good foul.
That's a 3rd personal on Tony. Team 6, both teams with 6 fouls. Eric Flannery wants to call a timeout. Set his defense, let him know what the situation is with 66 seconds left to go.
Well, the way this game is going right now, if St. Edwards is going to come out and commit another foul, it looks like for Arlington to win this game, they're going to have to knock down free throws. I think they're going to say, you know what, let's foul and put him in the bonus. If not, then we'll be running around and we'll lose this game. And on the other hand, St. Edwards needs to get the ball back and do what they did last time. Go inside. There's still a lot of time, especially if you're going to play the foul in the game, which I think they will do. You wasted a foul there, or why not do it again to see if you can maybe get one of the lesser free throw shooters on the team to get to the line and maybe miss a 1-and-1.
Upper Arlington, a very good free throw shooting team, 76%. The one guy you want to look for, maybe is the big fella, Michael McGovern, the junior. They got a hold of him early.
Yep.
Well, you want to get it in the hands of Venata or Hummer and try to ride this one out.
Yeah, those are the main guys. But the way Arlington runs their offense, everyone touches the ball. So if you're patient and you're St. Edwards, the guy you want to foul will eventually touch the ball.
St. Edwards breaks the huddle with 1:06 left to go. Here in the 4th quarter, 18 seasons, 1 state championship for that man right there. Finished the regular season number 3 in the state. They were nationally ranked. In 66 seconds to try and change that history. Hummer to Richter. Good job by Richter not to get too deep, brings it back out. This is Davis fouled by Walters. Let's send it over to Michelle Mimna.
Again, a very intense huddle on St. Ed's bench. Coach Flannery imploring them to keep trapping defensively. Told them who not to foul and told them to not panic, that there's actually plenty of time left for them to win this game.
Thanks, Michelle. Davis steps to the line. 54 seconds left to go. 48-45. Davis misses. Funderburg with the rebound, tied up by Venata.
Ooh.
Venata will get called for the foul. He thought he had the basketball.
That's a tough foul right there, because now they have a chance to put points on the board with the clock stopped. And St. Edwards did exactly what they needed to do. They fouled the right guy they wanted to. He stepped to the line and missed the 1-and-1.
Ed's a 68% free throw shooting team. There's a look at Funderburg. The big fella knocks it down. 48-46. Another one coming. Possession arrow favors St. Edward. Both teams in the bonus with 7 fouls. Second one, no good.
Violation.
And another shot coming off the violation by UA.
Oh, costly mistake.
A second chance for Funderburg.
Costly play. Costly mistake by Arlington. Costly.
1-point game, pressure now. Venata to Hummer. Davis. UA trying to play keep away. They got the ball into the right hands. Venata. And they fouled Hummer with 35 seconds left to go. Either way, it's a one-possession game with 35 seconds left.
Nail-biter. Coming down the free throws. I love it. I absolutely love it right now.
Boy, we had two great basketball games in this night session tonight.
Yes, we have. Yes, we have.
Danny Hummer, the 6'1" senior.
That was smooth. He came with confidence. Kipper Nichols will have a couple words for him, whatever. A little chatting along there on the side over there. See if he can get into the opponent's head.
A young man who's fought through double hip surgery.
Yeah, that was this is nothing compared to that.
Boy, was that ice. That was ice, baby, right there. 35 seconds left to go. 3-point game. 30-second timeout. Upper Arlington. Defensive timeout for Tim Casey. A chance to set the offense for Eric Flannery.
Yeah, see what he comes out here with. Will he keep going inside? Or will he go to his star, Kipper Nichols, see what he can do? But here's the situation. In these situations here, a lot of times you go for the 2 points. You get the 2 points, you're able to foul us in the game. If you go for a quick three-pointer and you happen to miss and they rebound, now they turn to a two-possession game. So the logic most of the time is to try to get an easy 2 points to keep within one possession striking distance. So we'll see what happens when they come out this huddle.
You see the timeouts at the bottom of your screen, 2 each. St. Ed's could easily go inside to one of the big guys, maybe call a timeout. Could see a foul coming off the timeout, not run that clock. A lot of different things can happen here.
We just don't know. No. We got to wait and see, just like everyone else.
I wasn't very good at Christmas. I really wasn't. I always open the presents early. Coach Casey talking to his senior. That's 4 seniors on the floor.
How great would it be for those 4 seniors to leave here with a state championship?
Be the first one since 1937. Here we go. Walters into the offensive end for Eds. Time running out. They got to get something going here. 18. Bianchek on the drive inside, up and in with 14 seconds left to go, and a timeout for St. Edward.
Great decision. Great decision. They didn't settle for the early, quick three-pointer. The way they got a good attempt and just that 2 points. And even if they foul and Arlington makes 2 free throws, it's only 1 possession.
Great drive by Bianchek. Good recognition by the Golden Bears. Not to get in there and get a hand on him and force that and one. Boy, what a great basketball game we have here.
Yes, a real good one. A good one. Exciting. Has all the elements you want in a state finals game.
50-49. 13.9 seconds left to go. The big school state championship comes down to this. The coach of the year in Division I, Tim Casey. His team riding a 26-game winning streak. Eric Flannery's squad. 1 state title to their name in his 18 years as head coach. Been a long time for both of these schools. Each with a state championship to their name. Who will ride out these final 13.9 seconds better than the other? The huddle breaks for Eds. There's a look at Tony Bianchek. Michelle Mimna had a chance to check in to the Upper Arlington huddle. Michelle?
Yeah, coach is drawing up plays, trying to talk to them about, is this too big for us? Challenging their toughness, and they're going to try to run their famous backdoor play here. Let's see if it works for them.
They did it so many times last night against Trotwood Madison.
Got it. They got it. It worked.
He's open. Hubbard in the clear. Hubbard to the basket.
It worked.
Walters. Eric Flannery calls a timeout. 4.7 seconds left to go. Operated to perfection. The first time that there was a crack in the Ed's defense, and the Golden Bears took advantage.
What a call. What a great call. Unbelievable. For those who don't understand what they did, you're allowed to throw the ball back out of bounds. And then the guy who threw the ball to the other guy out of bounds took off. St. Eddie was completely fooled by it. So if you're not familiar with that play, that's a very legal play. You're allowed to pass the ball out of bounds to one of your teammates. That's exactly what they did, and they worked to perfection.
The Division I Coach of the Year kept one up his sleeve, and what a time to pull it out.
Wow. He's a magician. He's a magician. That's going to be his new name. If they win this state championship, they need to name that man the Magician. But when I see him around town, that's what I'm going to call him, the Magician.
If they don't name the field house after him first.
They just might. They haven't won since 1937. This place might erupt if they pull this win off.
Boy, everybody is standing for this final 4.7 seconds. The entire 14,234 on their feet here in the arena. This place has been electric from the opening tip. Let's send it over to Michelle Mimna.
Yeah, St. Ed's setting up what looks to be a pretty fancy screenplay here, and they understand they need to shoot a three and make it. Let's go. Let's see what they got.
Hamilton off the inbound. Funderburg back to Hamilton. He rises and delivers.
Oh!
He got it!
Oh!
He got it!
Oh!
We're going to overtime!
Wow. And all I got to say is wow.
Marsalis Hamilton delivers. The 6'4" senior. Take another look. Funderburg back to Hamilton. He rises and delivers.
Oh!
He got it!
Oh!
He got it! What a finish in regulation.
Oh, my goodness.
You've got just enough time, get a drink, and come on back.
No, you don't even get a drink. You just stay in your seat, don't move. You couldn't ask for anything more for a Division I state final game.
That was the fourth three-point goal for St. Edwards, all of them coming here in the second half. Michelle Mimna had a chance to listen in to the Arlington huddle. What do you have, Michelle?
Yeah, a lot of real positive attitudes. Coach just saying, listen, we need to continue to do what got us ahead for most of this game. Guys are ready to go. They're very confident, and they said, let's take this home.
Funderburg and Richter to jump. You got to keep in mind, it wasn't bad defense. That was a great shot.
Not at all. But do you foul in that situation when they catch the ball?
Funderburg wins the tap. Something tells me not to expect a lot of points on the board in this overtime.
No, not at all. Not the way these two teams are playing defense all day.
Kipper Nichols, 24 points. The leading scorer in the ball game. Walters directing traffic.
Ryan has to be careful. Ryan has 4 fouls, and they need his offensive production in this game.
Hamilton has 4. Davis has 4. Walters between the circle. A minute has gone by here in this overtime. The chess match begins.
Oh my goodness, I am so excited right now watching this game. I really am. Great basketball.
I don't know if St. Ed's is going to give the ball back.
They're playing up Arlington's game. This is what Arlington does to other teams. Oh,
almost turned over.
Oh, they almost gave it away there.
Hamilton between the circles, checked by Richter. Kipper Nichols. Upper Arlington sitting back defensively. Nichols. The Golden Bears almost willing St. Ed's to take that outside shot. Bianchek almost lost it for Davis. St. Ed's has had the ball for 2 minutes.
You have the ball this long, you should come out with something. The worst thing that can happen now is that they turn the ball over and make a costly mistake.
Walters inside!
And
tap! So after 2 minutes and 10 seconds, we get that.
That was gutsy, because he hasn't had the best game offensively. But at this point, to be the guy to take the ball and initiate the contact, make a big bucket, took a lot of guts to do that for the young man.
Big bucket here from Malcolm Walters. Hits the deck. Blocking foul.
Hummel was determined to get to the basket on that drive.
He paid the price as he got his way in. Now a chance to tie things up. St. Ed's held the basketball for 2:10. UA turns and attacks on their first possession. They almost flipped roles.
Yeah, I was going to say, did they change the jerseys after regulation?
Homer for the tie.
Got it.
Now, based on the first possession for St. Edward, I think you can pretty much sit back and expect much the same.
And Arlington looks like they're comfortable with them doing that.
Upper Arlington has controlled this game from the opening tip. Edge using the fourth quarter and a big shot by Hamilton will force us here into overtime.
Mismatch. Thunderbird has a big mismatch on
Davis with 4 fouls.
Yep.
Boy, that's a huge mismatch. He just spun over and asked McGovern to switch with him. Walters inside. Rebound, Thunderbird. And foul. 57 seconds left to go. Thunderbird was wide open.
Yeah, he was.
And Walters tried to go to the backside of the basket with a 15. 15, he had position on Danny Hummer, too.
Great foul by Hummer. Instead of getting the easy 2, make him turn it on the line.
It's a 19 foul for Upper Arlington. St. Ed's also has 9. Timeout. Take you back to the fourth quarter, 48-42. The and one from Derek Funderburk, the sophomore. Tony Bianchek sweeps through. It's a 1-point lead for Upper Arlington. And then the play from Tim Casey. This looked like it was it for St. Edward. After a timeout, this is what we got. He rises and delivers. The 3 in the face of the Golden Bears defense. And we go, play 4 more minutes, and this is where we are with 57 seconds left to go.
Everyone in the building is on the edge of their seats.
Upper Arlington 7 for 11 from 3-point range. And they'll have the basketball with 57 seconds left to go, down 2. And you can guarantee this team's going to hold for 1. McGovern. No, Vanana's going to return and fire for 3. Rebound, Walters. Ahead, Bianchik to the basket. Oh.
That's what Arlington does to their opponents most of the time.
Vanana fouled.
That's foul.
And he'll shoot 2.
I really believe these two teams changed jerseys after regulation.
Bianchik on that leak out. And the big rebound. How about Malcolm Walters in this overtime?
Yeah, he's been quiet all game, and now he's taking over in overtime.
The big bucket, that big rebound, the assist to Bianchik. It's a 2-possession game, and Danny Hummer trying to change that right here. Good free throw shooter the senior is. Perfect from the line, 6 for 6.
Well, if you foul, if you play it out. Let's see how Arlington handles this.
Hummer. Walters goes flying to the floor. Danny Hummer called for the foul. Take another look. Well, that looked like a touchdown saving tackle.
It did. Hummer dove trying to deflect the ball. And actually, it's a good thing that they did call a foul, because it ended up right in Silverberg's hands. He had an easy layup.
Tim Casey wants a timeout. 22 seconds left to play here. Let's go back to that Bianchik run out. It all starts with a big rebound. Vanata comes up and turns to 3, has a great look. And watch Walters, the rebound, and Bianchik on the run. That's the difference right now, Scooney.
It is. Great rebound by Walter, but even better than that, great awareness. Find the open man after attempting the block shot or contesting the shot, automatically leaking out. A lot of times the coaches tell you not to do that. But in this case here, it worked out to their advantage. Now St. Edward's has a 2-point advantage with one of their players going to the line to stretch it out to a 2-possession game.
Double bonus situations on both sides. This overtime started with a 2-minute, 10-second possession from St. Edward and an and 1 from Malcolm Walters. Then the answer from Upper Arlington, and then the big rebound and the kick out to Bianchik. Let's send it over to Michelle Mimna. All right, Michelle cannot hear us. 58-56. You see, it's been over 7 minutes since Kipper Nichols has attempted a shot. This is the senior. It's been his overtime. Number 5 has taken over. A handshake from Marcellus Hamilton.
Not a dap or a clap, but a handshake.
There's the Eds bench. Pensive. Walters rises and delivers. 2-possession game. 22 seconds. Hummer.
We don't need a 3.
Davis. 13 seconds. Vanata, an open look at a 3. In and out. Richter, the follow. Boy, great job by Logan Richter. Snuck in off the backside and finished.
If he doesn't collect that rebound, this game is over. Good rebound and put back.
And a quick timeout. Just take another look. Vanata had that to the bottom and out.
That's great awareness right there. He didn't give up on the play. He tracked it, got it, put it right back in. Because like I said, if he did not rebound this, that game was over. And a lot of times guys get caught ball watching. That's what happened. That shot went up. Everyone just watched the ball. He was the aggressor, followed the rebound up with a good putback.
This is the scene, 7.3 seconds left to go. St. Ed's with the lead. The basketball. We'll see what Tim Casey has in store coming out of this timeout. You get a quick foul in. And don't even give St. Ed's the chance to run clock. We're about to find out. This has been an incredible basketball game.
It has. It's one of the games that you don't want to end. You just want to keep going on.
Here we go, Hamilton. Oh! Kipper Nichols. And he's grabbed by Danny Hummer with 5.8 seconds left to go.
Arlington foul number 2, Danny Hummer, his third. Kipper Nichols shooting 2.
It's our first overtime game here in this Division I final as I look through the book. 1997 Cleveland Heights and Zanesville went to an overtime. We had one in 2010 in the semis as Nichols makes both. And a timeout. Well, you'd have to go back to 1997 for an overtime here in Division I in the final. 2-possession basketball game, 5.8 seconds left to go, partner.
St. Edwards, give these young men a lot of credit. They've stepped up and knocked down free throws. And then, like I said earlier, it's going to come down to free throws, and they've knocked them down every time.
This matches St. Edwards' largest lead of the game.
Yep. I want to go back for 1 second here. I don't know if everyone remembers, but the free throw that Funderburg misses, that became a violation. Then he gets another chance at it, he knocks it down. That makes it a 1-possession game. If they hadn't made that violation, that would be still a 2-possession game. So this is a very costly mistake on Arlington's part. Yeah, that was a violation call. And that gave them a chance. Wes Davis came in early from the top of the key. So it's the little things that count that changed the momentum of a basketball game. If it hadn't been for that play, we probably would not be in overtime right now.
5.8 seconds left to go. Eds by 4. Davis. The Venata. Venata rises. And that'll do it. St. Edwards has won a Division I state championship. Number 2. And it's been a long time for Eagle Nation to celebrate like that. Just the second title and the first since 1998.
Hard-fought game. Both of these teams are winners. I mean, Arlington played their heart out. They played a tremendous game. And to go in overtime, an unbelievable shot by Hamilton like that, it is tough to deal with. But give both of these teams credit. They played hard. They played a very good game. And, you know, the type of game you want to see in the state finals. And something that these young men will always remember as long as they live.
62-60, the final here tonight. St. Edward will go home with the second state championship in the history of that school. For Upper Arlington, the wait continues.
It does. It does. You know, it's tough for a school like Arlington. Hasn't won a championship since 1937, and they were a couple seconds away from having a state title. And to watch it being taken away, it's tough.
Looks like they waved off that basket by Hummer, and there's the hug, Stevie Logan. That was the only other guy to celebrate the state championship along with Sam Clancy and his crew. Now a coach for Eric Flannery. 1-1 under Eric Flannery. And the celebration in Lakewood begins. The player of the game? Why not? Our Cavaliers player of the game, brought to you by Cleveland Cavalier Basketball, Marcellus Hamilton. A shot they will talk about for a long, long time.
Definitely the biggest shot of the day.
And he is getting congratulated by Will Meyer. Sean Flannery, the son of Eric Flannery, 11 points. Tonight's player of the game, brought to you by Cleveland Cavalier Basketball. And you can see he's getting ready to talk to our Michelle Mimna.
Okay, Marcellus, congratulations.
Thank you.
Please tell me about that shot.
It was designed for Kipper and Tony, our first two looks. Both recovered, passed it to Derek. Derek got it back to me, hesitated, took a dribble, hope for the best.
But we were in that huddle, and you guys executed that to perfection. And Coach Flannery expects that out of you.
Yep.
After you hit it, what'd you feel like?
Woo. Thank God. Thank God. That's the first thing that came in my head, you know. I told myself this morning we are not going to lose this game. We came too far since day one. Early workouts, everything. I worked too hard for this.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Kipper, what a great game you had. Okay, so take me through the toughness that it took for you to beat this team.
Man, well, we worked so hard all year. We just focused on getting it done, man, finishing the game, not giving up. You know, even that last shot he hit, man, nobody thought we were going to make that. You know what I'm saying? Never give up.
Well, and UA wants to slow it down, and you guys want to run. All right, and there was a little bit of a balance of that tonight, but ultimately you guys were able to impose your will. What did you guys do, the one thing that was the key to this win?
Defense. Had to get stops, had to get transition buckets, had to speed the tempo up. We couldn't play their game.
Congratulations. Great game. Go celebrate with your boys. Thanks, guys.
Kipper Nichols, 11 of 15 from the field. 26 points. He had 25 in the semis. 26 tonight in the win for St. Edward as we take a look at the Golden Bears of Upper Arlington getting their runner-up medals in what was one of the best Division I games we've seen down here in a long, long time. This was a battle to the end. Upper Arlington controlled this game from very early. And really the turning point, as Scooney pointed out, was that lane violation on the free throw, and things kind of turned from there. But
They did.
Upper Arlington came in on a 26-game winning streak, and they beat some state-ranked teams each of the last two games in Northland and then Trotwood Madison to get into this one.
They probably, if you look at the schedule here, they probably had the toughest road to get to this point here, and they've handled every single opponent, and they handled this opponent also as well for the first 38 minutes of the game, 39 minutes of the game. But, you know, just a little short. But like Kipper Nichols said, we have a don't give up mentality, and they showed that time and time again. St. Edwards, they were down. They could have given up a number of times, but they didn't. They kept on plugging at it. Hamilton hit the big three. That gives momentum in overtime to win this game.
Take a look at the All-Ohio first-teamer, Kevin Venata. I think you said it best when you described him as a smaller version of Tyler Hansborough.
Yes.
And I really got to give you that one, because I think that's a great way to describe him. He's kind of a small but wide body, but he's so physical, and there's no quitting that kid.
He finds ways to get it done. You know, I watched him play a couple times, and I'm like, how did he get that layup? But he uses his body very well. He has good body control, and he's just a hard-nosed kid. He plays extremely hard, and he always feels like he's going to win the game. He's going to be in the hunt, and that's how he plays.
So look at Tim Casey, the Division I Coach of the Year. His team knocked off some great teams to get into this one. Let's send it to Dr. Deborah Moore.
Tournament. Please applaud the championship efforts of the students on both teams. Coach Casey and the Golden Bears from Upper Arlington, turn around, face your fans here, gentlemen. Gentlemen, you've had a dream season. A dream season. You've had 26 victories in a row. That's the best ever in boys basketball at Upper Arlington High School. Best ever. You made it to a regional final, first time since 1942. And gentlemen, you're in the state tournament the first time in 75 years for your school. You have a lot to be proud of. And when you take this trophy back down Lane Avenue to Upper Arlington High School, when you look at that trophy, I hope you'll think that it represents discipline and dedication and sacrifice, senior leadership, and excellence. All of the components of an outstanding season. And now Coach Casey, and to the fine student athletes from Upper Arlington High School, Mr. Cook and I are very proud to be able to present you this trophy on behalf of all of our member schools. Upper Arlington High School 2014 Division I runner-up. Congratulations.
Dr. Deborah Moore into the hands of Tim Casey, flanked by his seniors, as that one heads back up Lane Avenue. As Dr. Moore said, back to Upper Arlington. A 26-game winning streak into the state championship with state-ranked wins over Northland, and beat Northland decidedly, and then beat state-ranked Trotwood last night in the semis to get into this one. And now the Eagles of St. Edward will receive the championship medals that will head back to Lakewood. Been a long time for Coach Flannery. He talked about it in the press conference yesterday. Would not talk about this game. He left it to his seniors. His seniors told him, "We're winning this for you, Coach Flan. We're going to do this for you." Coach Flannery said many, many times he'd believe it when it happened, but did not want to jinx the chances. He's been here so many times before. But this team got it done tonight. Pat Riley, also a football player for St. Edward. St. Ed's with a winner over East Tech in last night's semi. The sophomore, Derek Funderburg. I think we know when we talked about this one, Scooney, coming in, how tight this basketball would be. You talked about protecting the basketball. That wasn't an issue down the stretch. Teams made plays, teams made shots.
That's what you want to see. You want teams at their best. You don't want to see someone win because of mistakes. And that's what happened here tonight. These teams made shots. They made free throws. They made good basketball decisions. They played good defense. And you couldn't ask for a better game setting than this game here tonight for Division I state finals. And, you know, I'm just proud of both of these teams. Both schools should be extremely proud of how hard these young men played and represented their school well. And, you know, unfortunately, like we said last game, there has to be a loser. You know, someone has to walk on with the trophy. And, you know, congratulations to St. Edwards. They're the ones.
Rosales Hamilton hit one of the biggest shots in the history of St. Edward basketball. Mike Ryan. That's Paul Mahalko, the athletic director, delivering the medals. Take a look back at the night of Kipper Nichols, another big game. Averaged 25 points in this Final Four. And man, he was tough to stop. just so active, Scooney. Great in the open floor. A mismatch wherever he was.
A sign of a great player. Early on, he missed his first couple shots. Coach sat him, he sat the bench. He came in with a different view, a different kind of motor, hit his next 3 shots, got his team back in the game, and from that point on, he carried them down the stretch.
St. Edward's and Under fans, there were 14,000 plus in this arena tonight and tens of thousands at home watching it on live TV. You saved the best for last in the 2014 tournament. You've waited 16 years to get on this court. Most of you don't remember the last time because you weren't even born. But now you've started a legacy, the hard work. I know the history and I know all the things behind the soaring for Big Mike. And I think that tells you a lot about what you do as a team, the unselfishness, the togetherness. Toward the end of regulation, that whole student section, the bench mob and everybody else, all yelling, "We are St. Ed's." You not only are St. Ed's, but you're walking away this last and final game of 2014 with a state championship trophy. Congratulations.
Jerry Snodgrass delivering the hardware that's on its way back to Lakewood. And the Eagles of St. Edward, it's been a long time. Billy Bianchik kissing the trophy. I think Coach Flannery wants to get hands on that to make sure it's real. Did it really happen? Did this really happen?
Yeah, I'm sure he's had a lot of long sleepless nights.
Now, one more time, let's go back to the fourth quarter, Scooney, and this is how it all went down.
Funderburg, a big finish at M1. And then here you go. Makes it a one-point game with a layup right down the lane. They have momentum. But here's the play. The out of bounds and trickery. At this point, I think most of the building thought that this game was over. But not just yet. Hold up, pump your brakes. Because St. Ed's has something under their sleeve. Hamilton, a big 3, dagger. Send this game to overtime. And the momentum after this switch all the way to St. Ed's. That was a great finish. Great finish.
It really was. The pose, the picture that will go back along with the trophy, and a state championship for Eric Flannery. Congratulations to both coaches for getting here, which is half the battle. It's a long season. It is a grind. And then when you're playing back-to-back days, the grind intensifies.
Definitely. It's definitely a journey. You know, you look at that picture that the young men just took, and they'll be talking about this when they're bald and gray, about the shot Hamilton took.
I know it's been a long time, and Coach Flannery doesn't believe it, but he's got to believe it now. He's got a state championship headed back to Lakewood. He's standing by with Michelle Mimmer.
Okay, Coach. How exhausted are you right now?
It's unbelievable. Win or lose, when you get to this point, you crash, and I'm going to crash, but in a really good way tonight.
It was a really well-coached game on both benches. Being in both huddles, it's amazing to me what goes into this. Talk to me about the shot by Marcellus.
A miracle, a blessing. You know, these kids kept saying when they came in the huddle, we're not going to lose, we're not going to lose. And I think that's just the resolve of these guys. They've been special all year. Upper Arlington, I mean, coached unbelievable. The kids played their tails off. And we just happened to make a great shot at the end and answering a bunch of their great shots. And then we were fortunate enough to do some things well in overtime and win the game. But much respect to them and our guys. I mean, you know, people keep talking about me in 16 years and that stuff, but it's about these kids and these guys. They did an unbelievable job. They kept, you know, fighting, and as much as they drive me crazy, I'm so happy for them.
Well, and you said in the late timeout, what do we hang our hat on?
Correct.
Defense.
Well, now it's a three-pointer from Marcellus, so we'll hang our hat on that. But despite all the things Mike Cairns taught me about basketball, I kind of ignored him and kind of just went with other people. So just so Matt, I want to make sure he hears that.
Yeah, I'm sure he did. Now, obviously, different side of this is the motivation that Big Mike, you know.
You get emotional, and it's just, here we go. I mean, it's, our manager's brother, and when kids, it puts everything into perspective, let's put it that way. This is great. Obviously, we're all feeling great. But to have something like that, if win or lose, in the big picture, it doesn't mean a whole lot, but we're really excited at this moment, and we all prayers out to Mike and his family.
Okay, well, congratulations. It was a great season, a great game today. Please go enjoy it with your kids.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay, there you go.
Thanks, Michelle. Thanks, Coach. There's a look. The Eagles soar for Big Mike. Big Mike is smiling tonight. The 2014 Division I state champs. Facebook miracles for Michael, and I think miracles, as Coach Flannery described, is the appropriate word for the shot that Marsalis Hamilton threw up to send this game to overtime, and now it's time to cut down the nets and take home a little piece of history.
Sometimes it just works like that. They were playing with heavy hearts. Facebook miracles. Hamilton hits basically a shot that's like a miracle to save them to go to overtime. And sometimes the stars have to line up in your favor. And tonight they lined up in the favor of St. Ed's, and they can bring that trophy home and put it on that young man's lap.
We will take a timeout from Value City one more time as we head to break. This was the shot they'll be talking about in Lakewood for a long, long time. Back after this time.